Hello, darlings. I am Cassandra. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for coming. Welcome to another episode of Magical Musings, where God, love, and magic is one word, because you can't control how your magic manifests. You can't control who you love or who loves you. You cannot. And God's power is unimaginable, but all things are always working for the highest good of all humanity. So anyway, I just have a thought that I want to share about friction. My daughter gave me a pair of exfoliating gloves, and she said, "Ma, you're gonna love these gloves because the friction is just amazing." Like she said, it's like it's gonna take off a layer of skin and you're gonna feel brand new. She was bragging about these gloves, so she gave me a pair, and man, was she right. I love these exfoliating shower gloves because the friction is like bomb. It exfoliates. It's just next level. And so, well, of course, right, I'm in the shower and I'm thinking about these exfoliating gloves, and I said, you know what, it made me think about Magick. I said, life is about friction. Friction is so important in the sense that I think a lot of times we complain about friction, but without friction we would feel like nothing was changing. Like I wouldn't feel like I was if the gloves did not have this strong ability to exfoliate, this friction on my leg, then I wouldn't feel that it was working properly. But I was also thinking about, I don't know, just crazy thought. When I brush my teeth, I always put baking soda on top of my toothpaste because I like the extra friction, because I like for my teeth to look really white. So, and I was thinking, you know what? Friction is what we need if we're gonna I know we don't use matches anymore, but I said, I think magic needs friction. I really believe that sometimes, check this out now, what if the reason our magic doesn't work is because it doesn't have enough friction? And friction meaning that it doesn't have enough external stimuli and action in order to create motion to bring about the changes that you're looking for. What I mean is, what if, when we think about friction, just think about it, guys. Think about all the things that you need friction for in order to get it to work. When you're sanding, if you've ever used a sandpaper before, if you've ever, I could think of 1,000 things, but it seems like different things need a different amount of friction in order for it to change, right? And so if you're looking for something to change, there has to be a certain amount of friction that creates sparks that will bring a result of that you're looking for. So maybe what popped in my head was, you're looking for a job and you're just not sending out enough resumes, or you haven't found the right portal, or maybe you've been given this idea, like an idea popped in your head that maybe you don't need to find a job, but maybe you should, call this person, because this person may be, stop looking and call this person, or this person is on your mind. And I guess I'm looking at as friction as action. But the reason I call it, I think friction is more important than action, because you can have smooth action. You know what I mean? Like, I know that there are certain things that I like it smooth. Like, I don't play with me. I do not want, friction in my coffee. Yeah. I like, my mornings to be smooth. I like to take my time with my breakfast. There are certain people that I may avoid because I don't want friction. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, but the other thing about friction is that I feel like we all need a certain amount of friction in order for our life to work properly. In order for us to elevate, in order for us to feel alive, that it's like we need a certain degree of stimuli. But I think the magic is figuring out exactly what's the best friction for you. Do you know what I mean? Like, what if those gloves were just too much? And I was thinking, like, oh my, my legs hurt. But no, they were really just perfect. But anyway, this is just one of those little moments of my musings that I think about, that I think, okay, yeah, friction means that something is working, that it's making, that it is bringing about a change. There's a spark. And maybe if you are performing magic and you're not given this spiritual realm enough ammunition to use to bring about a fire, to bring change in your life. And that's really the problem, is that you have to just think, they need more friction. They need more action. They need something they can work with. Another thing I was thinking about in terms of friction is usually when children become teenagers and there's just a lot of conflict between the parent and the teenager, because the teenager is now looking to become more independent. And it's not a bad thing. I mean, we might look at it like, oh, teenagers are so rebellious and their mouths are so smart. But the truth is, they're just prepping to leave home. Or even when there's friction, so that's a change. The friction in the relationship between the parent and the teenager is just there so that the children can move forward and move on their own, right? And if the environment is too smooth and everything is working out for them and they're being catered to, or maybe the smoothness will prevent them from wanting to move out on their own and become independent. But it seems like the boundaries, the curfew, the expectations, all of these things create just enough friction so that they will be motivated to leave. And then I was also thinking about friction in terms of relationships, right? As I think that, I know what I was thinking was that I think, now just work with me here on this. This is all fresh off the press. That's why I call it Magical Musings here. I think that in order to have a happy marriage, there has to be a certain amount of friction. And I think, like, let's just say you're married and everything is perfect and it's like, yes, dear, I love you too. Okay, have a good day. But I think, what if you need to, spice it up? What if you need to do things out of the ordinary so that you don't want the tires bald? Do you know what I mean? Like, you need friction for your tires to run well, but right, on the road. Like if your tires are bald, you will have difficulty driving. So I think that there always needs to be friction, even like in a relationship. Not saying that I don't really want a relationship where there's, you're arguing and all of that, but there should be some good tension. There should be some good friction. There should be surprises that make the person, you know what I'm saying. But that, and then also, like, let's say with your job, let's say you've been doing a job for a long time and there is no friction. You're not growing, you're not learning new things. You just kind of feel like it's just, everything is going smooth. You know what? I think there's only a certain amount of smoothness that we want in life. And I don't think it's just in our exfoliating glove. You know what I'm saying? I think that humans thrive on friction, and that we have to figure out where we need friction, what type of friction will enhance our lives. And in terms of magic, if you do a ritual, what type of friction, meaning what contrast, what action, what can you give the spiritual realm in terms of doing your part to help you manifest something that you're looking for? Do you know what I'm saying? Like when I think of friction, like when I animate my Jungle Beauty Goddess dolls, and I'm always trying to like do a better job than the time before, and trying to, finding different software to use. I think I consider friction when something is moving and there's a certain amount of tension and there's a certain amount of stress. And when things are just smooth, I think I don't feel stimulated. So anyway, the next time you do some magic, ask yourself, what can I do to create friction? In terms of like, if you're trying to, use a match against, whatever the little packaging, because without the spark, without the action, what is it supposed to work with? I don't know. Anyway, I really hope this video helps someone. Thank you so much for watching. And I look forward to seeing you, darlings, in the next video. This is a light camera check. I just want to make sure I look at myself on camera because I am super duper sleepy. Super duper 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 sleepy. See what we got, because I can see it in my face from here. I'm sleepy.